Hey there, Internet. So today I don't really want to talk just about what I've been reading lately, but also what I've been watching. I am a huge fan of book-to-film adaptation. I am a big advocate of always reading the book first. And that's sort of how I happened into the situation I was in yesterday. I was at the library and I saw that they had the movie version of Beastly in, and it's a movie that I've always wanted to see, and the story always intrigued me. I liked the premise of it, but I hadn't read the book yet, so luckily I go over to the young adult section and they have the book by Flinn there. So I spent my afternoon reading this whole book. I didn't plan to do it in one sitting, it just sort of happened, and I loved it, and then I spent the evening watching the film. Kyle, who is the pretty boy, he is the beast, he is the popular guy in school. He thinks that everyone loves him, but it turns out he is much uglier on the inside than even he could have ever realized. He is turned into a hairy, ferocious, ugly, disgusting beast for 2 years, and the only way that the curse can be broken is, in typical Beauty and the Beast fashion, is if someone says that they love him and he loves her in return, and the deal has to be sealed with a kiss. It's great to have a fairy tale told from the male point of view, because so often we get it from the girl, the damsel in distress most of the time, and Lindy, who is the Belle girl in this book, she's no damsel, she's not in distress, she can hold her own. Modernizing fairy tales is something that I think is so clever, it keeps them fresh. I'm personally a big fan of the whole Once Upon a Time in a Land Far, Far Away. Maybe it's because I was raised on Star Wars, but I love fairy tales. But I think when they are put in a modern setting well, it can be a great experience. So choosing New York as the setting and how the elite live in Manhattan, and once he's turned into a beast, Kyle is shipped off to Brooklyn where his dad sort of hides him away. I thought that was very interesting. And I settled in to watch the DVD, Beastly, which came out, I believe, in 2010. The box says 2011, but I'm pretty sure that's just when it came to DVD. And it's starring Vanessa Hudgens and Alex Pettyfer. And there was a lot that, when I saw it on the screen, I was like, oh, I kind of like it better, which isn't usually a reaction I have, because I always usually put the book on a pedestal. More often than not, the book is better. But in this case, there were a lot of choices they made I really like. For one, the beast and how Kyle looked after his transformation. It was not the hairy with the fangs and the claws kind of motif, which I really liked how they did the makeup. You can't really see on here, but they had like these tattoos on his face and scars and acne, and he's bald. To me, that made a lot more sense of how a beast would be in today's world, how it's all of the things that maybe we perceive as ugly. We're not terrified by fuzzy things anymore. I think the casting was great. I loved Vanessa Hudgens as Lindy. She doesn't look the way that Lindy is described in the book, but her attitude and just the way she brought the character to life I thought was really well done. Neil Patrick Harris was cast as Will, who's Kyle's tutor during this whole imprisonment. Fabulous, completely hilarious, deadpan humor, which I thought wasn't necessarily how the character was in the book, but it worked very well on the screen to show that these are two guys who, in ordinary circumstances, don't have a lot in common, but you put them in this special situation and they find things to connect on, and it shows how there's more to people than just is what's on the surface. So I am really glad that I took the time to read the book before I watched the movie, but I enjoyed the movie just as much. The only thing I will say is I got the DVD, which has the alternate ending. The alternate ending to the movie is much more in line with the actual ending of the book. I think that the ending they chose for the movie version, like the one they showed in theaters, it was fine. It was okay, I can understand why they did it. It was certainly shorter in length, but I think that the alternate ending is a lot stronger and it's much more reminiscent of the traditional Beauty and the Beast story. So that is what I've been reading, and that is also what I've been watching. As usual, comments, likes, book links, and all the fun stuff down below. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and that's it from me for now, Internet. Take care. Bye-bye.